This woman asks, what should I do? Hi everyone, I am 22 and I have been talking to a guy who's 24 for almost a month now. Things were going good between us until we had some big arguments within a few days of knowing each other. Not a good sign, not a good start there, I'd say. We were past it up until 2 weeks ago. He lashed out on me for not answering his calls or texts. Dude. It's like so many guys do this. So many guys get upset or they judge the quality of the relationship on the consistency of texting or how quickly she texts back or whether she texts back or not. And it's really just a fear that they'll lose them. And so needing that validation, that's what it is. It's validation that the two of you are still good, kind of deal. And it's like, if you don't have that validation, that reminder that things aren't good, then you're going to assume that they're not. And what he's probably also doing is, like, in these situations when he's the one pursuing, it's like he is the one who's chasing, the one who's pursuing, and that's typically a more feminine quality. It's like, and it's over time, it typically turns her off. Sometimes you do make her feel special, but that's feel special as like you care about, make her feel like you still care about her. And so you do. It's not like you just completely eliminate, you never text her. And at the beginning you probably will have to do that, but it's just like you have to have an outcome with each time, so it doesn't convey as you, well, really it's that you're seeking that connection, and seeking that connection is typically perceived as far as like what we feel and what women feel as more feminine quality. And so it's like, that's really what she wants, even though it won't happen until probably 4 weeks or so, a month in. Then she'll start to reach out to you all the time, and then she'll feel totally comfortable. Then about 7 weeks, she'll feel in love, and it's just like she wants to be exclusive. But if guys chase, it's like he's not focused on his mission, and instead he's focusing on that connection. And you'll observe that too. I was at a baseball game and I observed this. It was like, well, I looked at the quote unquote like alpha male guy that was in the atmosphere, and then there was the quote unquote beta male guy. And the alpha male guy was on his mission. He was like talking on the phone with people. Then he was like looking at the game, and he was involved in the game and stuff. And then the kind of beta guy was like hanging out with him. Well, what were they focused on? The alpha guy was focused on the mission, what was going on in the moment. He was focused on the game. He was focused on talking to people. And then what I observed from the other guy, the quote unquote beta male guy, was that he was focused on the connection with alpha male guy. He was just kind of hanging around. Just his only outcome was the connection. And so it's like, understand that dynamic. And I don't necessarily believe in like the whole alpha, beta, sigma, all that kind of stuff. I believe those are really just labels, because what you'll find is like, even like the guys that teach like how to be an alpha male and stuff, you go on YouTube, is they weren't, for many years. In the majority of their beginning of their lives, they weren't, and they were just running patterns. And that's really all I see it as. It's just running patterns, or maybe modes of thinking. And those modes of thinking and patterns can easily be changed. And so it's like, maybe not easy. It is hard. It is very difficult to do. Don't get me wrong on that. But it can be done. And so that's why I'm not big into that whole thing. And also you'll see the other spectrum. It's like, well, some like the most dominant athletes in the world, the pro athletes or whatever, they're making millions and millions of dollars, but they don't know the patterns to quote unquote be in the alpha zone with women. It's like they just have their mission, and that's why they get women, but they don't really sustain it. Or if they do sustain it, it's like not in typically a healthy way, because it's like they don't act in those patterns that really support just like the natural attraction between people, not attraction between what I have or what status I have.